All right. So, good evening. Happy Monday. For those of you that do not know me, I'm Ashley. I'm one of the 4K leaders of our team, and I'm just excited to kind of chat with you for a little bit. I promise I won't take a whole lot of your time, but definitely this topic I very much had on my heart. I was really praying about it, and I was like, "Hey, God, what is it that you want me to talk about with you all tonight?" So. Um, for the past few weeks at our church, they've been talking about joy, spreading joy, just showing joy. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is kind of perfect because one of the things that I thought about this year for us was that 2020 was not what we expected it to be. I guarantee none of us thought when we entered this year, I really hope we go through a global pandemic and that we are isolated, our income is cut, that we just go through all kinds of craziness this year. I don't think that was in any of our back minds when we entered this year. We all had set these really big goals for ourselves, and we said to ourselves, this is the year. This is going to be a great year. This is going to be our best year. Because even I said that. I was like, this is the year. This is the year things are just going to be so different from any other year. Business wise, personal wise, we all kind of had that thought in our head. And then March kind of rolled around and our whole life literally got flipped upside down. It was literally that show that you watch that you're like, okay, we kind of got the series rolling, and then they do a whole like plot twist and you're like, wait, excuse me, that wasn't part of the plan at all. This was not supposed to happen. And it kind of threw us all for a loop. We all kind of had to experience things I don't think any of us experienced, whether we got sick through this season, or we lost jobs, or we had family members that lost jobs, or income got cut, whatever the case may be. But we also had some wonderful moments this year. We had a lot of our ladies on our tribe that celebrated having babies. That was a blessing. um, Hitting new ranks, just different things. There's been so much celebrating, but then also things that were kind of like caught us in a tailspin. And as easy as it is for us to really get caught up in the negative side of 2020, I personally, I really had to dig deep for this year for myself. Was okay, how am I going to choose to represent myself for this year, even with everything that could have gone wrong go wrong? And I chose, and this was something that they talked about for us at church, was choosing to have joy even through the storms, choosing to have joy even in those hard seasons. Let's be honest, all of us this year had a hard season. Nobody here can say that the whole year was just smooth sailing, because it really hasn't. But how we choose to treat this season, how our attitudes, how our posture was, really will make a difference. So it's all on your perspective. It's all on how you choose to make the most of it. Even when I was literally carless for 2 months, I could have chosen to wallow in self-pity and chosen to be doom and gloom and upset and cry about it and say, why is this happening to me? This is the worst thing that could have happened to me. But instead, I flipped it and I chose to be joyous and still celebrate. I still celebrated because I was still so grateful to have coworkers and people help me during the time that I did not have a vehicle. And then God was able to bless me this week with a new vehicle. So the power of positivity and the power of how you choose to handle negative situations really will speak volumes. So how do we put this into the business side of it? How do we choose this into our business? There are going to be moments in your seasons throughout the years that you are going to experience where you have maybe team members underneath you that sign up, that are on fire, gun ho. They're like, oh, I am ready. Let's do this. Let's go. And you're like, man, this girl is on fire. She is hungry for it. And then Nothing could have happened. And then out of nowhere, boom, they're gone, leaving you no explanation, no reason why they left. They just said they just decided they're not going to do it. You can either sit in that and be like, gosh, I'm the worst leader, I'm this, I'm that. You can berate yourself and knock yourself down talking about how terrible you are, or you can flip it and say, you know what, I did what I could do. I poured into her, I gave her that love. I, tagged her in the team trainings, I tagged her in the Zooms, I told her about this, I told her about that, and I did what I could do. She just wasn't ready, and just let it be. When we hold on to negative comments, when we hold on to people saying things that about us that aren't true, or telling us, oh my gosh, what you're doing is ridiculous, what you're doing is this and that, when we choose to hold on to all of that, it's hurting us. It's not hurting them, because they're literally typing it on the keyboard and then they go on their merry way. But when we sit and wallow in that toxicity, it's doing us a disservice. We have the power. Just remember that you hold the power to how you choose to face every single day. Our job isn't to please everyone. Our job isn't to make everybody happy. Our job is to share the product, share what we love, share why we love them, and that's it. And have the best smile and enthusiasm possible. Guys, we know what we have our hands on. We know how magnificent we feel every single day we take these products. We know how amazing we want everyone else to feel. And that is all we can do. But we need to come with joy. We need to come with excitement. We need to have a positive attitude. Honestly, that's really what it is. It's when we say how great we feel, but then we're posting all this negative doom and gloom, or we're allowing people to dictate our personality. When we know that we want to spread joy and love to everybody. So what are you going to choose to do? Are you going to allow that Karen or that negative Nancy to poison your spirit? Or are you going to choose to smile even in the hard times? Because I got to tell you, there's been times where people have said to me, they're like, I don't know how you can smile and have such a good attitude even through this moment. And it's like, what am I going to do? Just have everyone feel sorry for me and play a violin? No. I'm going to choose to allow, I'm going to choose to smile, because you know what? When you choose to smile and you choose to be happy, even through those hard times, you start to see things a little bit differently. And one book that I will definitely recommend for you guys, if you have not read The Magic and The Secret, please get your hands on those two books. The Magic and The Secret. Those two books are definitely going to flip your mindset. They're definitely going to flip how you look at your day-to-day life and how you view things and how you treat things. And another thing is, if you are not self-developing, if you're not listening to a podcast, if you're not reading a self-development book, you need to. You should be, because every day you should want to wake, because honestly, that is going to also set the tone. Whether you're reading a devotional in your Bible, if you believe in God, you're again listening to a podcast, a self-help book, whatever it is, how you start your day and how you choose to speak life into yourself is what's going to set the tone. Does that mean that nothing's going to go wrong? No, that's absolutely not what that means, because things are going to happen. You're going to run into speed bumps, but your attitude is going to be so much different on how you handle those speed bumps. I'm guaranteeing you, 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, let's go 3 years, because it'll be 3 years in June. 3 years ago, I would never even thought that a podcast or a self development book would have made any lick of difference for me. And if I don't do something, whether, like I said, it's listening to a podcast or making sure I'm reading my daily devotionals in my Bible, if I'm not doing something like that, it definitely shows big time on how my day goes. So I encourage you and recommend that you do that. And another thing is too, is leaning into the team, leading into that good energy. if you whoever you add into your circle is also going to steal your joy or bring or uplift your joy. So if you're around people that are always sorry, complaining, griping about everything, that's not going to help. You want to be around people that are going to bring motivation to you, that are going to push you, but also that motivation's got to come within. We can sit here every day on the team chat, on a Zoom, on a live, and give you guys all this love, 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 but it's got to start with yourself. You've got to remember to yourself, why did I start this business? Why did I choose this? Why did I choose this company? Or why did I choose being a part of this? And when you continuously talk to yourself and have that heart to heart with yourself, then you're going to see a difference too. And then also, who are you trying to impact? Who are you trying to help as you're sharing your story, as you're posting in your stories, as you're going live, as you're just sharing products? Who are you trying to reach? Just remember that. Think about it that way as well. Are you trying? Because, and understand this, everyone's going through it. We're knee deep in holiday time. Everyone, and holidays are stressful as it is. And holidays are a hard time for some. And how you approach the holiday season, how you approach right now, because this holiday is different. It's not like any other holiday season that we've ever dealt with. But how your attitude is going to be, regardless if you're able to provide all the things and everything else, it's going to make a difference. I wanted to make this kind of short and sweet and to the point, but one of the biggest things is, no matter what happens, we have so many promos that run. We're so blessed to have a company that is always dropping so many great things for us. No matter what, you hustle your butt off, and regardless if you hit the promo or you don't, you keep going. Don't let, if you don't make it, defeat you. Don't let, oh, I didn't, when we had GOAT promo before, don't let that stop you from pushing. Don't let that stop you from continuously sharing. Because you know what? They're going to keep rolling out with more. Sorry, I have a tickle in my throat. They're going to keep rolling out with more. I mean, Paul literally just said today, January is about to blow our socks off. They're redoing the Ultimate Thriver. They're always doing something crazy. There's always more opportunity. And sometimes that not now from somebody is just opening the door for them to get ready for something even bigger. Promos are going to come and go, but people are still going to watch. Are you going to keep pushing? Are you going to keep showing up? Are you going to keep smiling regardless? I can't talk about payday, Ashley, because I didn't get a paycheck yet. You still talk about it. Still talk about the blessing, because when you do start earning bigger checks than $20 or $30 or $100, you want to continue to have that same energy and that same enthusiasm and that same joy regardless. Oh, Ashley, I didn't hit auto bonus yet, but you need to still exude that same joy, whether you hit the auto bonus or not. But I didn't hit VIPs. You keep going as if you're still running for your VIPs. Just remember, you keep going. You keep showing that excitement. You keep showing that loving spirit. Those people that say, well, I'm not ready yet, they can pop up out of nowhere and say, oh, so I know you're still doing Thrive, so I'm really interested. Just remember, as every day you show up, you're planting the seed. Yes, you're planting the seed. You're sprinkling a little bit, and it may take them a little bit. Like, they still have to, because sometimes, I mean, it took me over 3 months before I told Shay, okay, I'm ready to go. It took me a little bit, and she was so patient, but she kept watering the seed. She kept sprinkling it out. She kept showing up in her stories. She kept talking about how great she felt. She kept going. And eventually I put on my big girl pants and I said, all right, I'm signing up. So where do I go? What do I need to buy? And I think I caught her off guard because she was like, wait, huh? Oh, really? You're really going to do it? Okay. And that's it. She was probably like, thank God. But it just keep going. Because trust me, the person you least expect is the person that is going to show up in your inbox and say, I'm ready, let's go. And they may be that person that you're going to be like, wow, I did not expect that. So you keep going, but come with joy. Don't allow what social media is doing, because right now social media is trying to divide all of us. Everyone that's coming out with their negative talk, all the hate, all the division, don't allow that to steal that. You know, they've done a good job. Don't be the ones. Be that light. Be the rainbow that somebody needs during this season. This season, we needed more light than anything. So how are you going to choose to end these last few weeks of 2020 as we enter 2021? Are you going to fall into the rain clouds with the rest of them? Or are you going to be the one that stands out and be that sunshine, a little bit of sunshine that somebody needs today? I guarantee you, they're going to be so thankful that you brought a little bit of sparkle to their life. Now, here's the other thing I want to say before we end. I'm not saying be a robot. I'm not saying you're not going to have bad days and you're not going to have days where you just need to cry, because we all have those days and you are allowed to have those days because you're human. Listen, we're human beings. We're not meant to just be smiling and sparkly all the time, and that's okay. But if anything, when we start writing out what we're thankful for and the great things that we do have, those hard days come few and few. Then the good, you know, they become less and less. Because that's one thing I definitely noticed. I don't have as many bad days than I do good days now, and that's a blessing. So I'm very thankful for that. Um, but I just wanted you to know that it's okay to shed tears and to, you know, be vulnerable, because I think people also do appreciate when we get a little bit vulnerable in our journey and in our story. Because sometimes I don't think people share enough vulnerability, but that's just me. But I just really wanted to bring that to you guys, because I definitely noticed that sometimes we tend to get in our heads. We tend to tell ourselves that we're um, not worthy enough to run this business, or we're not worthy enough to lead a team or do this or that, because, you know, this has happened, this customer said no. You know, our loyal customers that we've always had now are like, oh, I can't right now, I need to take a 2-month break from purchasing, and you know, that promoter just dipped out of nowhere. I know that that happens, or we lose relationships. I understand things like that happen, but don't let those people that decide to leave determine who you are, because you are a strong woman. I've seen a lot of strength in so many of you in here that it's unbelievable. And I don't want anyone to ever steal that from you, because you are so worthy and so loved and enough. Just know that you are a kick-ass leader. You are deserving of so much than you realize. And I know within my hearts, those of you that are every week coming on these Zooms, every day showing up, you're going to be blessed so hard. It's not even funny. Like, there's big things coming, but you keep going. You keep going. You keep showing up. You keep doing what you need to do, and just watch the rewards flow at the end of this. So I hope you all have a great rest of your Monday. I will be posting this replay up shortly, and just have a beautiful night. And no matter what, we still have till midnight Eastern time. So 2.5 hours. Danielle knows, like 2.5 hours left to do this. And we got this. No matter what happens tonight, what happens tomorrow, you're still an amazing leader. You're still a badass babe. Okay. So love you all. Have a good night. Bye.